there, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and today I'm going to be going through some things that I really missed while I was at home, and then now I'm back, some things I'm like I absolutely did not miss that. But before we start, just want to remind you to click like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and if you have any video suggestions or questions you can leave them in the comments down below or DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew and I will be sure to get back to you. But as for now, let's get into the video. I'm going to interchange them, so firstly I'll mention something I missed and then something I didn't miss, so that it's not this great big massive things that I'm like So the first thing I missed, which is actually pretty simple, but it is being at sea. I really missed being at sea, being able to, you know, go outside on the deck and just look out to sea and see nothing but sea. There's just something so calming about it. I don't know, I just love it. I just love being in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere. Something I didn't miss was crew drill. It's absolutely necessary and there's nothing really wrong with it, but it's just not something I particularly enjoy, and I don't think there's many crew members that will tell you that they enjoy it, just because it's a lot of standing around, especially if your emergency role, like mine, is only proactive when passengers have to get involved in an emergency. So if there was an emergency on the ship, you know, God forbid, I don't do anything until passengers have to get involved. Most emergencies will be solved without passengers even knowing. So for me, for my particular role, it's a lot of standing around. I appreciate that it's not like that for every crew member on here. There's many crew members that, you know, crew drill for them. There's a lot to keep them busy. But for me personally, it's just meh. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just part of my job. I have to do it. Something I missed was the fact that there is always something to keep you busy. To be honest, while we didn't have sailors on board and it was just crew members, we weren't working long hours. Like, we were only working 9 till 5. And on the first few days before I'd like made friends, I was thinking, oh my god, like what am I gonna do with all this time? Like finishing at 5? I guess I'll go to the gym. But you make friends and all of a sudden there's something to do. Like, we can go and play ping pong, or we can go to the gym together, or we can do a yoga class, or go for a run, or go to the bar, or go for dinner. And I just missed having that constant stimulation. Even when you're not off and you're at work, there's just always something new to ignite that excitement. And especially being home during the pandemic, and obviously we had bouts of boring times, it's just so lovely to be back in an environment where there's always something pinging my interest. It's just so nice. And something I didn't miss, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you're gonna know what this one is. It is doing laundry. I hate doing laundry on a ship. And I did say in another video, doing laundry on the Scarlet Lady is a much more pleasurable experience than any other cruise ship that I've worked on, and I stand by that. However, it's still not what I want to be doing with my spare time. Although it's fine on here and I'm actually not hating it as much as I thought I would, it's still not something that I actively missed. And something I missed was being in a community of people that you share a special bond with because you're working at sea. There's just nothing like it. I think because you are all away from home, you're all away from your families and friends. Everyone comes on board alone, which means everyone is open to making friends. It's just beautiful. It's just an amazing environment. And especially with the team that I have been blessed with, the shops team, they're all just fantastic. Like, being around that energy of let's all work hard, let's play hard, we're all here together, we're all at sea, we're all here to make stuff work, is great. It's something that I have never felt off ships. And I've had jobs on land, you know, I haven't just worked at sea, but that bond that you share with your fellow crew members is something that I've only ever experienced at sea. And I would imagine you only experience it in quite isolating environments, I suppose. You know, ships can be very isolating if you let it. So I suppose if you go into the army or into the navy, you get a similar vibe then. But yeah, that is something that I have really missed. And something I haven't missed is the long hours. Now this isn't specific to cruise ships. This, you know, you have the potential to work long hours in any job that you do, but I haven't missed the long hours. I forgot how tiring they can be. And while I am having fun and my team's amazing and I'm loving it here, I forgot how long the hours, because you know, the thing is, you go home, and people who have worked on cruise ships will absolutely agree with this, I'm sure. You go home from your contract, absolutely gagging to get home. And then it's about like 2 weeks, 3 weeks into your vacation. And you forget all of the bad stuff about working on cruise ships and you only remember the amazing things. And then you come back and you're like, oh, yeah, the hours. The hours were... yeah. And you remember. So yeah, I definitely forgot how taxing the long hours can be on your body more than anything. But it's fine. I'm doing it. I'm still loving it. It's just something that, once again, I didn't actively miss. And something I missed was being surrounded by people who are from different countries. So being surrounded by different cultures, different languages, you know, people from all over the world. I love it. And I think this year being at home in England made me realise how much I love it and how much I thrive when I am surrounded by people who are from all over the place. It really like feeds my soul. God, how cheesy is that? But I love learning new things and I want to absorb knowledge in whatever form it comes in. So whether that is reading a book or talking to someone or watching a YouTube video, being able to spend this much time with people who are from many different places, you just learn so much, even without trying to, even just by having regular conversations. Someone will come out with something and be like, oh my God, I never knew that, that's incredible, like, thank you. I think I thrive because I feel like I'm always taking on new bits of knowledge, which I love. Something I didn't miss, now this is minor, it's clocking in and out of work. So you have to clock in when you start work, clock in, clock out on break, clock in after break. If you have another dinner break, clock out, clock in, and then at the end of the day you have to clock out. Now, you're probably sat there if you haven't worked on ships like, I'm sorry, why is that a big deal? It's not a big deal, but it's just a pain and it has to be done so you know, MLC can be abided by and crew members don't go over the hours that they can work and they get enough rest time. And it's incredible that, you know, that's in place, but it's just an annoyance. It's not hard. It's not something I really dislike doing. It's just, but actually the problem isn't clocking in and out. The problem is me, because I always forget. And yeah, and so do many other people. If you've worked on ships, you will have forgotten multiple times to clock in and out, I am sure of it. I've never met anyone who has never forgot to clock in or out. And I don't know why this is, and I don't know why we find it so bloody difficult, because it shouldn't be, but it's just an annoyance. When I was on Royal Caribbean, the old system, I don't know whether they still use it, but it was, I think it was called Kronos, and at the end of the day, at the end of your working day, you could fill out the hours that you worked, which was fine. Even then I forgot to do it, but that was fine. But the problem is with that, you can lie. Whereas the system now, you have to do it in real time. So you can't fill it out at the end of the day. You know, you have to clock out when you go on break, clock out when you finish work, which is great because it means that you give an accurate reading. So the powers that be know if you are working the right amount of hours and, you know, you're not exceeding and you're getting enough rest time. But the problem is when you forget to clock out, it looks like you've worked 24 hours a day. Now, obviously this can be rectified, but I'm going off on a tangent. It's absolutely fine, but it's just something I forgot about. Something I missed was the crew parties. Now, granted, we haven't had any on here because obviously COVID and socially distancing things. Well, I say had any. We haven't had crew parties like I have known them on other ships. Not because of the ship, because of COVID rules, but we have had, you know, crew gatherings, so we've been able to go out in small groups and have a drink in the evening, and I've missed that. I really love, and I think that kind of ties off having that special bond with people that you are working at sea with, and then just being able to enjoy your off time and get to know them a little bit more and learn something new. And yeah, I mean, as you can tell, for me, working on ships is all about the people. The people make it or break it, 100%, and luckily, so far, they're making it. Something I haven't missed is the set times to do things. So if you want to get your uniform laundered, that has to be done at certain hours of the day. Crew office is only open certain hours of the day. So crew office is where crew can go to sort out anything. So if they need to put money on their card, if they need a new key for their room, if they need a new name badge, if they have any questions about their contract, that's where they go. But it's only open certain hours of the day. Now, I understand this has to be the case because the people who work in crew office do a tremendous job, and if the little hatch where the crew members can go and ask questions was open all day, they would not actually get any work done. What I'm trying to get at is the fact that there's certain times to do things, and like eating, you know, you don't eat when you're hungry, you eat when it's your lunch break. And once again, that's not specific to cruise ships, that's just work, isn't it? But being at home for so long, and for a big period of that not working, I got used to just doing things whenever I wanted to do them, eating when I was hungry, and yeah, I got used to that. So there's been an adjustment period, getting used to, okay, I just have to do this because now is the time to do it. I hope that makes sense. I have missed the sunsets, and I know that's corny, but the sunsets, I've shown you a few of them on my vlogs or on like my Instagram stories, but the sunsets that you see at sea, that you get at sea, are just great. They're just so gorgeous. And stargazing, like the stars, you know, you're in the middle of the ocean, so the light pollution isn't there, and the stars are just incredible. And like sunsets and stargazing at night is something that I've really missed doing, because you can't really stargaze, well, you can, but you might see one or two. It's a whole different experience when you do it on a ship in the middle of nowhere. And the same with sunsets. It's just watching the sunset over the ocean is quite spectacular. Something I haven't missed is the crew mess. I just want to say the crew mess on board the Scarlet Lady is so much better than any other mess by far. The food is great, the atmosphere is great, everything's great, but it's still not as good as the food that I'd have at home. It's never gonna be. And as I said, having spent a year at home, eating what I wanted to eat, indulging in all the lovely food, coming back to the crew mess, there's just been an adjustment period. And it's great, I'm getting all the nutrients I need. There's like everything I need in there and more. I'm really happy with it, but I didn't actively miss the crew mess. Something I missed, and it's not something that I've been able to experience yet, but I'm sure I will. Well, hopefully I will. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll get to the point. When you go out in port with your friends, it's like you're on holiday with your friends. So the reason I haven't experienced it is because crew members have not got shore leave yet, because of COVID and all of that. But if we do get shore leave, and on other ships, when I've been able to get off in port with them, it's like you're on holiday with your mates, because you're in this really exciting destination, possibly for the first time, you're abroad, you're all really good friends, hopefully, because, you know, you've been working together and you know each other inside and out. So that is wonderful. And it's the same if you get into a relationship. It's really hard to beat dating someone on a ship, because if I go home to England and I start dating someone, we're gonna go on a few nice dates in England. If I'm dating someone on board and we have shore leave, like our first date might be in Rome, might be in Venice, then we might get off in like Miami. God, the ship's going. But you know, so your dates are gonna be in like the most incredible places. And the same with friends. I mean, if you're gonna have a day out with your mate, you're not gonna go to the shopping centre. You might be going out in Miami to a shopping centre, or, you know, for dinner or for lunch. So if you do have shore leave, you're just absolutely living the life of Riley. So fingers crossed for shore leave, guys. I haven't missed the rough sea. I don't really get seasick. I think because I've been doing it for so long and I've just got used to it, unless it's really, really, really bad weather. And this ship it's quite a large ship. The weather is gonna have to be pretty bad for us to even feel it. But when it is bad weather and the ships are rocking and are rolling, I haven't missed that. Not because I get scared, I'm never scared, it's just I just don't like feeling sick. And the thing with seasickness, I found that you kind of need to catch it before it sets in, because if it sets in it's really hard to get rid of unless you take seasickness pills, which I don't really like doing. So, you know, the sea bands, the green apple, the ginger ale, they work best if you like, okay, I might feel sick, so I'll have it before I feel sick. Once you feel sick, you're like, this is where we are. So that's something I haven't missed. Seasickness is horrible. If anyone's had it, comment below. It's just like, it's the worst thing. And then the last thing that I have missed is waking up every day in a new country. And there's just something quite magical about that, as I'm sure you can imagine. Or maybe you know if you're a crew member. Yeah, that's something I've really missed. But overall, I am just absolutely thrilled to be back. I am loving it on here. I'm having the best time with the best people on the best ship. So it's all good. But anyway, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please press like and subscribe for more cruise ship content. It would really mean a lot to me. And also, if you have any video suggestions or questions, you can leave them in the comments down below or DM me over on Instagram at Cruising as Crew, and I will be sure to get back to you. But thank you again, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.